is something people are really getting into now, because you've got all these Houthi and Red Sea attacks and scares, and it's actually pulling the market down. Okay, oil is doing the opposite of what most people would have thought it would do. And that is opening the door for opportunity for some, people who are sort of looking at fundamentals carefully and saying, okay, well, that's all going to change. But the thing is, the level where you are, you've had various bounces on it already, and many times. So what you've got is level decay. I mean, it's not the same probability long as it has been, and it comes with the big caveat, really, that there's every reasoning for a move underneath or even below here. Okay, so I personally wouldn't be shocked, and I've said this for ages. I've said about oil being subdued for weeks. Since December, I said, I don't think you're going to get extremely higher yet. If you look lower, you've got reasonable support long term, quite strong support actually. And I wouldn't be shocked really if you end up there. I wouldn't be shocked if you do get to the point where that's as low as oil is taken rather radically before you get any significant move to the upside. I don't think it's time to short. I think, again, if you're trying to short that, you're just too late. All right, you're late to the party. If you're going to buy oil, I mean, if you're experienced and you're in our academy, you could do it lightly now, in my opinion. But I would just prefer something like this. Okay, I would prefer a larger move to the downside. There's many economies that rely on oil. I don't think they particularly like the price being too low, and normally they'll do anything to stop that ultimately and stop the chaos. So I wouldn't be shocked really if you come in line with this. Again, we're looking at price action and the repetition of price over time, because it tells us where the orders to the long side are going to be more preferable in the market. Okay, and you can see the repetition I'm labeling. You can see that. You need to train your eyes. So, I can do an analysis in 3 seconds probably now, because I've seen thousands, tens of thousands of charts probably, and I've analyzed thousands. You can just see that on my profile. There's so many videos and posts. So it's all about repetition, and it's all about understanding the momentum and what is carrying price and how price is being carried. Therefore, you can see that is a very harsh pulling down, and it's preceded by another candle that's done the same. The one before that was lackluster and showed you some indecision, but you can see every single time there is no significant push. Every time it's rejection. So I would rather short up here. Okay, I've got short orders up here. That's my bias directionally. I'm completely open to the fact that it may fall under, so I'm not buying this at the moment. You could, but based on my portfolio, I'm not. There is various rejection areas here. Okay, and I've been hedging this whole time to mitigate any loss. But you can't do that willy-nilly, because if the price comes under, what are you going to do? You've got no further plans to protect yourself. So I think you may range slightly longer, but ultimately I think a significant news event is going to come in for oil, and you're either going to go like that, I don't know what arrow we've just inherited, or you're going to go like that. I think ultimately it's going to be one of the two, and I wouldn't be shocked if it's the latter. And the reason why is because, get rid of these silly cartoon arrows. The reason why is because these pushes are weak, and you're in an overall long-term downtrend, and it's subdued sentiment-wise. Ultimately, that will change. It always does. You saw that here. Okay, it took you an extreme amount of time, like a year. Well, actually, we can see you peaked March 22, and you didn't rise really significantly until June the next year. You've now fallen since October. Okay, it's been a reasonable amount of time, but there's every chance it can extend further and go on for longer, which is why I'm not rushing to buy. I'm not saying, wow, that's an amazing area. You could light long it, in my opinion, but I'm willing to hold off and just wait. That's oil.